Hi guys. Okay, so you may have already heard this little message when you started session 3, but as I said last lesson, it's absolutely imperative that all of the work of sessions 1 and 2 is done. The planning, the notes, the research is essential. So if you haven't finished that and you need more time on it, please don't do sessions 3 and 4. Obviously across the week you should do about 3 hours to 4 hours work in line with the amount of English you'd normally have in a week. And it's essential that you use that time to do sessions 1 and 2, to do all of the research and planning. So only go on to session 4 now if you feel that you have done your planning. And please send your work to your teachers, your notes, your plans, so they can have a look, give you some guidance. If you get the planning stage right, you'll find the next stage so much easier. Okay, so for those of you who are going to go on to session 4, I'm not going to teach you anything new in this session. I just wanted to give you a speech which is very relevant because it comes from this week and it's very modern. It's about an issue going on in the world at the moment. So you could just have a little look at it and see if you can identify things that make it an effective speech. So this speech relates to the murder of George Floyd, which I imagine you've seen in the media, an unarmed American black man who was pinned to the ground by a police officer for 9 minutes and tragically was killed because he couldn't breathe and died on the street. So it's an absolutely horrifying thing that's happened to this poor man. And obviously the consequence of that is that it's triggered global protests, mostly in America, but spreading across the world. This is Jadon Sancho with his Justice for George Floyd after he scored a goal the other day. And we've obviously got protesters on the streets. And really, I think the death of George Floyd, people are protesting for justice for him because it is wrong that his life was taken so brutally. But obviously also it sparked a wider debate about the treatment of black people within American and British and other European countries within society. And one person who's got involved in this is Barack Obama. Now, of course, Obama was the 44th president of the United States. But he was famously also the first African-American president. So he has given a couple of speeches, said a couple of things about it. And today, I said the day I'm making the lesson, he delivered a speech about a message of hope, really, that although George Floyd's death and the death of all black Americans, all black people around the world who are killed or treated brutally is a tragedy, actually, from the protests, not the violent ones, but the peaceful protests, he can feel hopeful that change might be coming. So all I'd like to do is just have a little read through his speech. It's not the full thing, I've edited it down a little bit. And I would just like you to think about, what is it that makes this a powerful piece of speech? Yes, it's an emotive topic, but how does Obama balance the emotion of the topic with actually having a message of hope? Once you've paused the video and read the speech through, please can you answer the 5 questions. Ethos, logos, pathos, style and rhetorical figures, the 5 key things we've been learning about. And just use the speech to answer the questions. So I'm not teaching you anything today. I just want you to take everything you've been taught and just have a look at this speech and just make a few notes, really, either by printing it off if you can and annotating it, or just making notes in your book about what is it that Obama's done which represents powerful persuasion and powerful public speaking. Thanks, guys.